You seem to still be up there somewhere.
Maybe I am. There are flying saucers.
Supposing they're Martians or something in there.
Hey guys, welcome back to another Weird Wednesday. I'm SubmitWeird and this is
Cassie.
Cassie. We both have party girl voice.
Yeah.
So, I know people are gonna expect a really riveting weekend update, but let's just rip the Band-Aid off. How have you been the last 2 weeks?
So everybody knows I was super excited. I took last week off because we were going on vacation. We were going to North Carolina to go fishing in Black Mountain. And I was going to have all these awesome videos of the Brown Mountain lights and shit. Yeah, that didn't happen. My husband broke his foot the day before we were supposed to leave. And the doctor told him, absolutely not. You cannot drive down there. So I've been kind of at home. He's been at home for sure the whole week. I had to go finish the rental house by myself. So I was painting for 12-hour shifts for 3 days there. Then the ceiling fell in downstairs because there was a rusty, leaky pipe from the bathtub upstairs when the lady moved in. And none of us have taken baths there, so we didn't know. That happened. So I was doing that at 11 o'clock, 12 o'clock one night. Painted a mural at my friend's spa, and that was a total of 14 hours on a ladder painting. My body hurts. I have to sleep in the basement right now because he can't walk up the steps to go to the bedroom. So the dog wakes me up every 2 to 3 hours. I don't sleep. I don't know. I'm mentally and physically just exhausted right now. But I'm here. How are you?
Same. Yeah. I almost died again. That was cool.
It's not cool.
Not as severe as the last time I almost died, but I was in pretty bad shape there for a couple of days. And so I just tended to myself. I'm just doing some tending, and like I was telling you, I was pumping and chugging chugging Gatorade and pumping insulin every 2 hours. It was wonderful. I don't think I've ever injected that much into myself before. So that's pretty cool.
Do you have holes all over you now?
Oh yeah.
Bruises?
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. My stomach's a mess. It's everywhere. And it's really the only place I inject comfortably is my stomach. Other people, you can pretty much inject anywhere that there's fat, but I don't know. My stomach, I don't feel it. Whereas if I do it in my thigh, I feel it, it hurts. So,
you don't have any fat on your thighs.
Got no fat on my thighs, right? None on my arms. Yeah, it's tough. But I've recovered for the most part. My sleep has not, but I'm getting there. And welcome to on Wednesdays Geriatrics Talk Beard.
Right. That's how it's going.
Senior Citizen Edition this week. After a riveting 2-week break. No, like I said, I'm trying to do better. Once I get my sleep back on schedule and stuff, as far as my health, I have a journey that I have to go down. I'm not going to get too much into it. Nobody wants to hear too much about it, and that's fine. I get it, but but I feel better otherwise,
Good.
compared to how I was feeling. So I'm doing okay. I have any complaints, but if people, if you guys want to support the work that I missed out on, or, Cassie, she still needs her dolly, her stair dolly, patreon.com/Wednesdays Talk. We're still accepting new members all the time. Memberships are open, and you can join and come hang out with us. And, we had a bunch of cool things that we announced that we're still definitely doing, despite all of our issues that we got going on, because it doesn't really, they don't take that much effort, so we're going to deliver. We had a new member join this week, so shout out to our new Patreon member, Danny.
Yeah.
For joining the Patreon. Thank you. No, really, but I've been okay. Nothing exciting to report on.
I would probably yell at you if you did have exciting stuff to report on.
Yeah,
Like,
I'm
you should not have
learning.
been doing that.
And when I do the weekend stuff, it is kind of a way for me to sort of hold myself accountable a little bit to the things that I've been doing or not doing in my life. Um, just because I'm definitely on this journey of trying to live life to the fullest and do all the things, and and you should be that person. You're not gonna die one day and you'll be like, oh man, I looked at a lot of memes on Facebook. It was great.
Right?
You're gonna die and you're gonna think about all the cool things that you did, and so I'm one of those people, and I want to do all the cool things, and I haven't been doing all the cool things, but for good reason.
I
So
did okay, what did I do? So me and John are gonna go see, I guess there's a Billie Eilish movie playing in theaters this weekend. So we're gonna go see
okay,
that. And it's kinda like Taylor did with the Eras Tour movie,
yeah.
but it's Billie Eilish. So we're gonna go see that. And I bought him tickets to see Gigi Perez in June, and we got the like VIP experience, and
Ooh, okay.
you get like a private. I don't know how many tickets are sold for the private concert before, but you get there like an hour and a half early, and she plays like 3 songs before everybody gets there for just like the VIP people, and which was so I love John's music because it's like not well known music, so the tickets aren't like Post Malone expensive.
Sure. Yeah. Yeah.
So
I feel
yeah.
that. Nice. Very nice. I know I definitely there's a lot of things that I want to do, but I can't do them if I don't get better. So,
Right.
and I'll never be able to do them again if I die. That'll really throw a wrench through my plans. So
Yeah.
so I'm trying to put some focus on that, and that's okay. It's just that's my life right now. But hey, it's not a bad
Yeah,
one.
there's this weekend there's like a Ohio's Haunter convention at the Reformatory, Mansfield. I
Oh,
want
okay.
to try to go to that, and they're doing some like special thing Friday before at the Mohican Haunted Schoolhouse just for the Haunters convention. And then the weekend after that is Parapsychon at the Mansfield Reformatory. So I definitely want to go check that out.
That one's always big. How far are you from there?
Like 35 minutes.
Oh wow, you're really close.
Yeah.
Wow. I'm not too bad. I'm like, I don't know, 2 hours. Not even two
Yeah.
hours. But little maybe between like an hour and a half, 2 hours. Hour 45 maybe.
Mhm.
But I've never been.
It's I want to see, this is why I want to go too. I want to see the prison in the daylight cuz I've definitely been to the prison, but it's been for like the Halloween shit at night, and I just want to see the prison. I don't care about the Halloween stuff.
Yeah, I want to see the Shawshank stuff
Right.
and the famous rooms and
Mhm.
whatever. I don't so much care about the ghosts.
Right. Well, I care about the ghosts at the prison. I just don't want like clowns coming after me because it's like Halloween, the haunted blood
Yeah,
prison
right.
or whatever.
Right. No, I've never been at all ever. My dad went to the New Mansfield prison. I've been there.
Shut up.
That's true. He was. He was in Mansfield for about 8 months.
Why didn't
Really,
you just check out the old one while you were here?
really nice. But I was a kid,
Oh, okay.
I wasn't into this stuff when I was a kid. I was cool.
Gotcha.
But no, yeah, it was nice. It was a best prison he ever went to.
All right.
It's the New Mansfield prison.
Lord.
So yeah, I mean, yeah, I've been to tons of prisons. They're not scary.
The architecture is so cool, though.
I agree. I think prisons look really interesting.
Mhm.
Like I think that they are all very unique, and I don't know, just even driving past them, I'm like, look at that place.
Right.
Like it's a
Especially if there's
castle.
no one in it anymore.
Because it's a fort. I mean, it is. It's a fortress.
Mhm.
It is really a neat place. If the world ends, I'm going to a prison.
Oh, yeah, for sure.
Like that's where I'm staking out at. Like that's the place to. They'll all the unhinged prisoners. They would have killed each other. Give it like 2 weeks. And then go and take over whatever's left. And just.
Well, that's what they did in the one season of Walking Dead.
Oh, did they?
Yeah, because that's where Rick's wife turned into a zombie, was in the prison basement, and Carl had to shoot her.
Oh wow! I didn't
Spoiler
watch.
alert, not. You should have watched Walking Dead by now.
Right, that was out like 20 years ago.
Right?
Like, it's, It's been plenty of time. I haven't watched all of it. I had only started watching during the beginning of Negan, and then
Oh
up
wow.
until because my sister watched it, and I never did, and so she was watching it, and because it was on, and we lived together, eventually I got into it, and then the time jump happened, and I just completely lost all interest, and I'm like, yeah, I'm good. Didn't
Well,
finish it.
I liked when Negan came, but then like after they killed like everybody off, I'm just like, wow.
Like everybody, yeah, they killed like
Yeah.
everybody off, and it's like, yeah,
Everybody but
I'm
Daryl.
good. Yeah, and I don't know, I was never a big Daryl person to begin with, so I know y'all think that I probably should have been because obviously that's my type, right? No, it looks like a pug, and it bothered me.
Wow, getting deep here. What did Norman Reedus ever do to you?
I'm sure he's a perfectly nice guy. There's just something about his pug, and I love pugs. I don't know, on a human man, it really threw me off.
Oh Lord. Okay. Gotcha.
Anyway, so let's talk about some news.
Yeah.
I have one news. Did you bring any news?
I don't have any news. I'm
okay.
too tired for that.
I could have had more
The world
news.
could like blow up around me and I wouldn't even notice.
Yeah, I definitely could have had more news. There's a lot going on, and maybe I will next week. But I got to catch up on my Z's before we get to that point. But I have one big story that we have not talked about at all on this show,
Okay.
and the reason for that, despite its popularity, is because I kind of wanted to wait to see what happens. And so I follow different true crime stories, right, as they're happening. And the one big thing that I want to talk about here is Deforvid. Okay,
Deforvid?
it's not Deforvid, it's David, but it's you don't know this Deforvid story?
I
This,
don't think so.
this David story? So Deforvid. So it's David, it's spelled D number 4 VD.
Okay.
He's a musician.
Okay.
Okay. And a couple months back, his Tesla was found. And in the frunk, do you know what the frunk is on the Tesla? The front trunk?
Okay.
And the frunk of his car was the decomposing body of a 14-year-old girl.
Oh wow.
Yeah. Yep. And he's on tour while this car was found. And so everybody's like, what is going on? Well, there was this 14-year-old girl, obviously, who was missing, clearly, named Celeste Rivas Hernandez. Okay. And stuff kind of starts coming out of the woodwork slowly that, well, this girl is David's girlfriend.
14.
14.
Okay.
And he's like 19, 20 or something like that. Maybe 21. I really don't know how old he is. He's an adult man. I know that's how old he is. And so obviously people are like, well, like clearly he's done something to his girlfriend and put her in the trunk of his car and has, whatever. But other people are like, well, no, but it's not his girlfriend, but it is his girlfriend, but it's not, but it is. And like people keep kind of going back and forth on this. Well, she was just a fan of his. She would follow him around. And he was not immediately apprehended or anything, right? So the police are obviously not too pressed about him, having this influence. And again, he was gone. He was away on tour, so he didn't do anything. Well, he was just recently arrested for her murder.
Wow. Okay.
And I've just been kind of watching all of this unfold. So he met her. So he's got to be a lot older because he met her when she was actually 11 years old, and he
It
was
says he
18.
was born in 2005, so that makes him 20.
Okay. So she was 11 years old when they met. Because he started making music and he was kind of getting big on like TikTok, right? That's kind of what all the kids do now. And she ends up like following his Discord or whatever, and they start talking that way. And then at the age of somewhere around the age of 13, they have developed a sexual relationship, like physically sexual relationship.
Oh, that's awesome.
Yeah. And then she starts running away from home to go be with him. And there's so much mess because everybody's like, well, what about her parents? Like, where have her parents been in all of this? And what they say is like she would run away from home at one point, multiple points, and she would come back or whatever. And they didn't know who she was with. They didn't know who he was. They weren't aware of him at all. They said at one point they took her phone, and he paid a student at her middle school $1,000 to deliver her a phone that he was paying for.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. So he's like adamant about definitely pursuing this child, right? And so they came out with the, basically initial statements, right, through the courts, kind of about what they think happened here. And it kind of has a lot of the tea about, they've been together. There's text message proof that they've been together. There's all this evidence that they've got. So, what led up to this? Well, one of the things that they had talked about was that, things were kind of starting to get rocky. They were having sexually charged conversations, but not just that, conversations surrounding pregnancy and abortion and, things of that nature. Around April of last year, they get into an argument, and she's upset with him because he's talking to all these girls and she doesn't want him doing that. They're supposed to be together. And so, she threatens to expose him and ruin his
being a rapist or a child molester?
Yeah, for being a child molester, and and ruin his life and ruin his career. And this guy, meanwhile, like he has hit the ground running on success. Like he was becoming very, very large, and he's definitely growing in popularity. He's definitely going to be somebody in the music scene with the trajectory he was on, and so he can't have that. He can't have this girl doing that. So what they're saying is that he allegedly ordered her an Uber. The Uber picks her up, brings her to his house. And this, we all know because there's receipts. And she arrives, and sometime between the time that she arrived, which was about 10:11 p.m. and around 10:40 p.m., he kills her.
Okay.
And they speculate that that's the time frame because at around 10:40, he starts texting her, and he's like, hey, where are you at? Right. Are you showing up? Are you still coming? Even though he's the one that ordered her the Uber to his house.
Right.
And she definitely was dropped off at his house in the Uber,
I mean, he got away with it for a minute, it sounds like.
Right. And then after that point, he never texts her ever again. Never calls her, never anything ever again.
Okay.
So what they're saying happened now at this point, and this is all like breaking. So like this whole case has been kind of very slowly going on for months, and I've been watching it for months. Like I said, I haven't mentioned it because I kind of wanted to see how it played out. And there's still going to be plenty to play out. But what they're saying is that he stabbed her to death. And, he does this premeditated, hey, where are you at? To try to cover his tracks. He takes her personal belongings, which are her phone, she had her passport on her, things like that, and goes into another city and dumps them and comes back. He door dashes. It was like Postmates or something, but whatever, door dashes a shovel to his house. He gets on Amazon. He orders 2 chainsaws, an inflatable swimming pool, and a body bag.
Okay.
Because I guess you could just casually get body bags on Amazon.
Yeah.
And puts the order in to his house, but under a fake name. Under like a woman's name or something.
Okay. But still at his house.
Still at his house. Yep. Cuts up her body in the garage. And doesn't really know what to do with it from there, or, just didn't really. He had then went on to like order some type of like large incinerator to his house. And we assume we assume that's what he was going to do with the body. But he had this tour coming up. And the incinerator is not quite there. I guess you just can't like prime ship a incinerator.
Good to know.
It's really sad, but I gotta laugh through this. So he orders an incinerator to his house and keeps the body, just like keeps it there in the frunk of his Tesla. All right. And weeks are kind of going by, and people that are in and out of his house are like complaining about the smell. they're like, what's going on? They actually had made a mention that like the neighbor, his neighbor's dog had recently died, and they had buried it in the yard, and they all kind of thought maybe the smell was from like maybe they didn't dig the dog deep enough,
Okay.
and so they're just like, because death is it's a very distinctive smell, and you know, eventually he moves the Tesla, and he kind of moves it a couple of times around the neighborhood before he kind of decides to park it in some random, I don't know if it's parking lot or neighborhood or what, and then leaves it there and then goes on tour. And then obviously the Tesla gets towed and it's got a fucking body in it.
Wow.
So now they've like pieced together, kind of her body. It's pretty badly decomposed. They're questioning whether or not she was pregnant. They haven't said that she was. At least the autopsy so far has concluded that they don't know, right?
Okay.
She could have been early on. They don't know. But she's also missing her ring finger and her pinky finger on one of her hands.
Why?
Well, she had his name tattooed on one of her fingers.
Oh my god.
So probably it was the ring finger, and he's chopping it off, and just the pinky went with it. But they haven't found him yet.
Mm-hmm.
They don't know where they're at. They've recovered her passport and stuff. It's a mess. It's messy. They have found fragments from the pool on her body. They found cuts in pool and the inflatable swimming pool.
Yeah.
So he just casually murders this girl, and he goes on like the very next day, like goes and does goes somewhere and does a podcast with somebody.
Wow.
Right. He just killed this fucking girl and goes and does a podcast. He has written songs about her, multiple songs about her. He names her in these songs and shit. Some people are saying that some of his songs, there's like a female voice sample and they're saying it's her.
Uh-huh.
I don't know if that's been, there's so much. And it's like, how the fuck did we even get to the point to where this happened? Because they would do like live streams and stuff together, and supposedly she's a fucking runaway.
And she's so young.
She's a baby.
Like nobody ever said anything about it on these live streams.
Well, and so that's what people are saying. Like, how much did people know? Like, some people are even saying that, like, and I'm not going to say that this is true or not, but some people are saying that he probably, like, he was like paying off her parents. Like, they knew. Because there's like reports of him taking her on like all these trips, including to London. So
wow.
crosses the fucking border. And it's like, how do you do that with somebody else's child?
Right.
Like, how is that even? And some people are like, well, he could have taken a private plane. Well, I guess he could have, but I don't really know what that entails if you're on a private jet. I guess Epstein did it.
Passport and stuff.
Yeah. You would think there's somebody checking for this stuff. Again, especially with the Epstein stuff, now.
Right.
Now that we know what we know, why aren't there checks and balances in place to fix things? She went to Texas with him one time. She met his family. So they knew.
Oh my Lord.
People knew. But then there's like the question of like who knew that he killed her?
Right.
And there's this like video circulating, and I think it's like 2 months after he had killed her, and he still got her body in that time, and they're doing, him and a bunch of his friends are doing a live stream in his house, and out of absolutely fucking nowhere, nobody asks DeForvid, because that's why I just can't help but to say it that way.
Right. That's what it would be.
It looks like the DeForvid, that's what it is. But he just announces to everybody, hey everybody, sorry about the smell in my bathroom. I just got done taking a massive shit in there.
Wow.
And there's like a girl, and she's like, it's whatever, I took a shit in there too, and they're just kind of joking. But there's another guy on screen, and his face is like of pure fucking horror. And he has been arrested in potential connection to all of this somehow, some way.
Okay. I
don't think he's still in jail, but he has had some involvement. So, like, some people think he may have helped, like, get rid of the body, or so, I don't know. It's all that speculation right now. Nothing's definitive, but this is like the very beginning of all this. So I don't know. Check that out if you're into that type of thing.
Yeah.
Watching these true crime cases happen in real time. I join the Facebook groups and everything, and people come up with some crazy shit, man. They're like, people think that this was like a ritualistic sacrifice so that he could make it in music work. Because like 2 days later, he releases his first like big album.
Oh, okay. I can see where
Yeah.
people are coming with that then.
And I guess his music videos and stuff are super disturbing. I won't watch them, not because I'm worried about them being disturbing, but because as of right now, like that's money that goes in his pocket. I'm not
Oh, that makes
supporting
sense.
that shit, just because I'm curious. But he does have like he has like pictures of him, and he's like wearing like shirts with like blood splatter and stuff on him, like photo shoots,
Okay.
which by itself is not concerning. Like I would do that shit.
Mm-hmm.
I have a whole blood dress. It's beautiful. But also, I haven't killed anybody, so that makes it a little different.
That's what killers would say if they wanted you to believe they didn't kill anybody.
Shh, stop. Gotta have Nate edit that out. But yeah, it's been. I'm surprised you haven't heard anything about this because you follow true crime stuff.
Oh yeah, but I don't watch the news or anything. And every time I find something interesting to read, it's always fake. So I just gave up. I hate AI.
That's fair. No, you're right about that. It is a tough one to pay attention to, and I don't follow them as closely as I used to. Like, I was all about the fucking Chris Watts case, like from start to
Right.
finish. The other girl, Gabrielle Petito. Watched that from start. I mean, all these big cases I've watched, but I used to watch a lot of them, and not so much anymore. It's just because I mean,
that one just sounds like I would start reading it, and maybe I even did, but like it sounded so crazy, I probably just thought it was fake.
yeah, it was. I mean, it's pretty crazy. It's like, oh, the singer. I've never even heard of this guy before, and it's like, oh
me
yeah,
neither.
singer. Fine, there's a 14-year-old dead body in the singer's trunk, and it's like, what? Who is this person?
That doesn't sound like a real news headline.
Yeah, no, it's pretty crazy. Yeah, I've been checking that out, so I'm gonna keep checking it out. I'll let you guys know if anything
Yeah.
cool happens, but I've been pretty entranced in that lately. Like I said, it's super depressing. So so I don't really check them out as much anymore. But I don't know. Sometimes you fall into a case and it's interesting, but it can get dark real quick when you really stop. Like, I'm sitting here giggling like a schoolgirl talking about it. It's not funny.
No, but like it
really
makes
fucking
it like
sad.
better for you to even comprehend if you can laugh about something.
Yeah. And it's at his expense, not hers.
Right.
I feel terrible for her and her family. I mean, she's a baby.
Yeah.
She's a baby. And she's out here fucking with this dude. And let me tell you, she was probably so in love with him.
Mm-hmm.
God,
Yep.
that puppy love. You're stupid as fuck,
Yep.
Yeah, you don't know, but that could have been any of us.
And he's gonna be super famous
Right.
And honestly, like he was a baby too.
Yeah.
Like he just ruined everything.
Yeah. I don't know. It hits a little close to home for me, I guess. I don't know. I dated someone that was kind of famous, and at that age, it was taken advantage of. And, it's so easy to do, and you really think that you're the shit when you're in that situation,
Right.
You don't realize that you're being taken advantage of because, of course, you don't. You're a child. Your brain doesn't work the same way. Even full-on adults fall for that shit too. I mean, don't get me wrong, but yeah, no, it's a really sad situation, but super interesting. So I'm excited. Like I said, the theories are wild, the ritualistic sacrifice stuff, and I'm just like, well, obviously,
dragons. It was demons.
Right, and it's like, well, obviously, it didn't work. So
he missed a step. Okay.
He said the words wrong.
Right? It was in Latin.
Yeah, well, it could be. Yeah, it could be. So I don't know. I'll keep watching it. Some people think he's going to get away with it all.
Where
I don't know,
are you
man.
watching it on?
So I join a bunch of Facebook groups about like whenever I come across a case, and then like if you just type in their names or whatever, there's like 20 Facebook groups about it.
Gotcha. Okay.
Yep. So I get on the Facebook groups and people post everything. They post everything there. So check it out. I mean, I still follow fucking Gypsy Rose. Can't stand her now. I was so excited for her release and thought she would do great. And then I've learned a lot from those groups.
Yeah,
and,
I was watching like the leaked videos the other night. I was like, damn, she did know what she was doing.
straight up fucking knew exact. And there's still people that are like, oh my God, no, she was so abused. And it's like, no, y'all. Like, she's the fucking devil.
Right.
Like, she's a problem.
Holy crap.
It's, yeah, no, it's, because I felt I was just like everybody else. I'm like, oh my God, good for Gypsy getting out. She's going to have a great life. And I don't know. And then she did her husband dirty. And and then I started really looking into her and I'm like, wow, she really does fucking suck. Like,
Yeah.
she really straight up like had her mom murdered for no real reason.
None. Just because she wanted to be with that guy.
Yeah.
Whatever
I
the
guess.
fuck his name was. I don't know.
He's still in prison. Yeah, he'll be there
yeah.
for, and everybody's like, well, he should get out because he's, been manipulated and, by her and stuff. I don't know. But the fuck him too. He's right exactly where he should. If you kill somebody, you should be in prison.
Oh, yeah.
Unless it's like self-defense, obviously, but.
But like, if you've ever watched a video of Gypsy Rose when like she was living with her mom, like, okay, if you were manipulated by that, you deserve to be there because you're stupid as shit.
Well, he's like really autistic, so.
Well, I mean, that's fine and all, but come on now. Like, how autistic are you?
Because the videos and stuff are to him, and she's like, yeah, I know I can walk. I've known that I can walk forever. I just
Right.
fake it. My mom doesn't even know. That's what she says.
Yep.
She's like, yeah, I'm like 22, but I act like I'm this age. Like, she straight up says all this. Like, that's not like.
Did you
about
see the
making it
one
up.
about the vampire babies?
No, the vampire babies.
Like,
Oh, we're
she
just
was,
gonna.
like, making a video about how he was a vampire and she was so she's never heard of a vampire like being with a human. Why wouldn't a vampire just be with a vampire? But when they have vampire babies, if it's a boy, it'll be named after you because every vampire family needs an heir. But if it's a girl, the first person she has to lose her virginity to is you because you're the master. And
Yeah, I've seen that shit. Now she's got a daughter, and it's
yeah,
yeah. I don't know. Maybe we'll tear her apart one day.
right.
On the episode. Speaking of moms,
Good one.
this is our Mother's Day special. This
Yeah.
episode, we're going to be talking about the mummy's curse. How adorable is that?
That is cute.
Good
Good play on words right there.
I was telling my daughter about it. Believe it or not, my daughter normally sits and listens to me record these episodes, which goes to show the type of mom I am. But hey, but you know what? I will say that Cassie's kids listened to my show before my own kid did, so
Yeah.
I did a little better.
They got me as their mom. They already know what the world's like. Like, they're fine.
But yeah, so she's not here tonight, and I was like, "Oh, you're gonna miss tonight's episode. Do you know what it's about?" And she's like, "No." So I told her the mummy's curse, and she's like, "Oh." I was like, "Because it's Mother's Day."
And you were probably just like giggling, waiting for her.
Oh yeah, oh yeah, just sitting there waiting, and she just shakes her head, and I'm like, "Come on, that's good." She's like, "Yeah, it is, but still." No, it's a fun topic. We've definitely covered curses on the show in some capacity. We've talked about cursed objects. When we had Heather Mosier on, and we've talked about movie curses. Me and Tobias did a whole movie curses episode. And now it's the mummy's turn.
Yeah.
And I'm kind of actually surprised it took this long to talk about this topic for me.
You were waiting for The Mummy to come out in theaters too. Perfect.
Oh my God, it did just come out in theaters, didn't it?
Yeah.
That was not on purpose. Wow. I'm definitely going to go check that out. I'm a huge fan of mummies in general. I think that they're an underrated villain.
Yeah.
Right? An underrated monster. And I feel like their hype was short-lived, and, we need to bring mummies back. They're cool.
They are. I can't wait to go see this movie.
Yeah, I think it's going to be a lot of fun. They're like zombies, but
Mm-hmm.
they got nice clothes on, I guess.
Yeah, and this one, like, I don't know, the CGI, like the special effects, so much scarier than the Brendan Fraser mummy.
My God. I know people love that one, and I think I did too when it came out.
I loved it, yeah.
Have you seen it in recent years?
No, I don't want it to ruin it.
I know. It's like, does it hold up? I wonder. Like the fucking the scarabs that like burrow into the skin. I'm sure they look terrible.
Right? Yeah, it's just, yeah.
It's one of those things. Oh, one of my favorite mummy movies of all time is Bubba Hotep.
I don't know what that is.
Oh my god, we'll have to put it on the list for our Patreon
Okay.
series. It's Bruce Campbell. Okay,
Okay.
Bruce Campbell is in a nursing home, and he's Elvis.
Okay.
Elvis didn't die; he faked his own death, and he's hiding out in a nursing home
All right.
with the other person who also faked their own death, which is JFK.
Oh.
But he's an old black man.
Okay.
And so, one of the premises of the movie is that you're like, is he really Elvis? Like, because clearly, like the JFK guy, like that's not JFK.
Right.
Like, so he's crazy, right? So obviously Elvis is not Elvis. He's just old and senile. And so, you're kind of going through, he does like flashbacks and all kinds of stuff, but there's also a mummy in the nursing home too. So
Okay.
it's amazing.
Definitely gonna watch that one.
Bubba Hotep, yeah, check it out. I slept on it for way too long, but when I did, I was like, man, this is great. Yeah, that's one of my favorites. Of course, I like the classic Universal Monsters mummies.
Mhm.
I'm a big Universal Monsters girly, mostly because back in the day you could like watch public domain movies anywhere all the time, and you still can, right? But for a while, streaming stuff wasn't really accessible.
Right.
And I used to buy like those big like 50-pack of movies that have like all public domain movies.
Mm-hmm.
Like watch all them, and I'm a big old black and white horror fan. So anyway, like I said, the mummies are just they're extremely underrated, and I don't know why we don't talk about them more. There's this Disney movie when I was a kid. It was called Under Wraps.
Yeah.
Yep.
I remember that.
Yep.
I think Scooby-Doo had some good mummies too.
Yep, Scooby-Doo had some really good mummies. I mean, I feel like as I grew up, the mummy kind of grew out. It's kind of,
Yeah.
once the Brendan Fraser movie came out, it was like over.
Like that was it.
Right, like that's the last major mummy. Like, and there's been more since there were sequels and stuff. But
Didn't Tom Cruise have one?
Didn't
he do a remake of The Mummy?
Maybe he did. That sounds like something Tom Cruise would do.
Right.
Probably. I don't know, but it didn't matter. I mean, it just kind of went away. So we're revitalizing. We are reanimating the mummy,
Yes.
which is just, again, it's basically just a zombie, but cooler with supernatural powers. Zombies don't have supernatural abilities.
No, they're just dead.
Right. They're just dead. They're genetic. They're mindless. Whereas like zombies, they're kind of mindless, but but there's a method to their madness.
Mm-hmm.
They definitely have some reasoning. So anyway, when I had kind of first brought up the topic, you seemed a little confused about the Mummy's Curse.
Yeah, I kept getting the old 1944 The Mummy's Curse movie popping up, so I had to text you and be like, "Is there a specific freaking mummy I'm looking for?"
And I'm just like, no, all the mummies, just the mummies.
I was like, 1944 is kind of early for mummies. Like, I don't understand why I keep getting this.
Well, what you're going to learn today is that was actually kind of late for mummies.
Well, that's what I meant. Sorry, I meant it's, you know what I mean? Like, it was too soon. I know people that were born in 1944. That's that's not mummy.
It's not old enough to be mummies.
Right.
So talking about mummies, what is a mummy, right? Let's talk about what the supernatural. The normal. What is a mummy, right?
Uh-huh.
Basically, a mummy is a preserved dead person.
Yeah.
We don't really mummify people anymore, but we do still preserve them. It's just that mummification is more of a process of drying out the corpse rather than what we do is make them wetter. It sounds really gross, but we do.
Yeah.
So we're like mummifying, but opposite of that. We're embalm. It's called embalmment.
Yeah.
But
We need to make
preserving
it
a corpse.
moist.
We make it very moist, and so it takes a little while to dry out.
Mhm.
Whereas with mummies, they're like, we got to dry this sucker out immediately.
Oh Lord.
Human jerky. That's what a mummy is. It's a human piece of fucking jerky. Literally, that is what it is.
Wow.
There's many different forms of mummification, many different processes in order to go through the mummification process that have happened over literally thousands and thousands of years. Do you know how old the oldest mummy is that we found?
I don't.
14,000 years old.
What?
14,000.
Yeah. Wow.
Way before Christ. Way before Christ.
Wow.
Yeah, we've been mummifying people for a lot. And, it would be very silly to sit and assume why this practice is done because it's been done by almost every culture on the entire planet. It's not just the Egyptians. We're mostly going to focus on the Egyptians this episode, but that's just because of the popularity of the curse and kind of how it came to be, is mostly rooted in the Egyptians. But yeah, I think the 14,000-year-old was like a Chinese mummy or something, like some it's an Asian country that you'd be kind of surprised, like they got mummies, and it's like, yeah, because you think of Egyptians when you think of mummies, right? You think of
Right.
King Tut and Cleopatra, and you think of Anubis, right? The classic, the
Yep.
Sphinx, the pyramids, but no, people have been mummified for thousands and thousands of years, and all within whatever reason. For the Egyptians, and I was kind of confused about this, and maybe it's my lack of sleep, and because I felt so terrible that I'm so confused about this. I'm like, well, why did they mummify people? What was the point?
Hmm.
And it's because in their belief, they believed that they needed to have, in order for them to continue to live in the afterlife, they needed to have a body still.
Okay.
And I'm like, okay. And because your soul is split up into 3 different parts, and one of those parts is your body, and so your body needed to continue to be maintained, or your soul would not be completed. Because at first I'm like, okay, so were they expecting people to be reanimated, and that's why they preserved them? But no, it doesn't seem that that's the case. They didn't expect the body to like get up and start walking around or anything. But they would still like offer it food and, like I said, care. They would come and clean up the tombs that these mummies were in, not necessarily caring for the body. Kind of once they wrap you up and they put you in your sarcophagus, you're done. But they would certainly continue to perform some type of maintenance to make sure that you're getting what you need to continue to go on living, but dead.
Okay.
Like I said, okay, this was confusing to me. Are you confused by this?
A little bit, yeah. Like I get like the idea behind it, but it seems like they put a lot of effort into taking care of dead people.
Of dead people. And I guess I'm confused why we now, in modern day, embalm people. Like, I don't get it. But my dad's side of the family, they're really very serious about, like, burying people.
Okay.
Like, that's their preferred method of death, is burial. And when you bury somebody now, like, I guess you have to embalm them. I mean, I don't know why. It's like the standard, right? Like,
Right.
if you don't ask for specials, you just get the standard, what everybody gets, and you get embalmed. And it's like, why do we do this? They take everything out of your body. They
Uh-huh.
drain all your blood out. They take everything out of your body. They put all your organs in little Ziploc baggies. They put them back in. And then they pump your veins with fluid and stick you in a sealed box and then put you to the ground. And I don't understand this.
Well,
Do
like,
you?
no, because couldn't like a lot of cold cases probably be solved if they didn't like embalm the body?
There are really controversial situations where this has kind of been brought up. That boy who it's another crime case I followed who reached in to get a shoe at the school gym and fell into it and rolled back and died.
Yeah.
Remember that?
Yeah.
So his family wanted to do a private medical examination, a private autopsy, and you can do that because of course, they didn't believe his death was accidental. And when they went to go exhume his body, his organs were gone.
And they didn't like bring that up before they exhumed it, like tell them like, hey, nothing's there.
No, I guess not. I mean, his body was there. The organs were gone. It was
Right.
like they replaced them with like newspaper or something. I mean, it was real fucked up. It's really fucked up.
Oh my gosh.
But they just acted like it was, if I remember correctly, and it's been a couple years, like the medical examiner at the time that did the autopsy, the mortician that did it said that was just kind of standard practice. I don't really keep your organs; they just throw them away.
What?
Yeah. And it was like,
there's just a dumpster of people's organs like outside of like morgues and shit.
Probably.
Wow.
Yeah, I mean, it's the death business can be really, really scuzzy sometimes, and we know that because we talked about that guy that I'm Facebook friends with that's in prison right now because of people parting out corpses and shit.
I have a friend that like is a mortician. If we ever need to talk to one,
that would be really interesting, I think. But yeah, it can be really controversial. So yeah,
see why.
Right, and like I said, I don't get it. I don't understand. I mean, there's nothing. You're not giving yourself back to the earth. You're just literally sitting in a fucking box, and that's where you're at forever. And like that forever. I mean, when they exhume some of these bodies, they're all not quite, but they're almost pristine. They look pretty good.
Mm-hmm.
For being in there for 50 years or whatever. Like they do actually look pretty good. And then there's like different cases of like, there's the fucking the little girl that's been preserved for like 400 years or something in Italy, I think. Yeah, I don't know if God, I can't remember her name. And some people say that her eyes open and shut.
Okay.
And she's like been preserved forever. And she looks great for being.
Why was she preserved in the first place?
I feel like it's because her dad was a doctor of some sort and was kind of working on perfecting this, embalming process. And and so he did, and she was, she died tragically, and he did it to her, and now she is still around. I can't remember her name. I think maybe she's in Spain.
Okay.
And then what's his name too? Joseph Stalin.
Stalin's mummified?
I believe they're not mummified. They're like super preserved. I believe it's Stalin that is super preserved.
Okay.
Googling it real quick. Joseph Stalin's corpse.
Because that's somebody we want to keep.
Yeah, right. Someone. Okay. So not Stalin. Who is it? But you can see pictures of Joseph Stalin's corpse on Google if you're interested.
Wow, okay. Google's amazing.
It is really amazing. You could just
Didn't Walt Disney get like preserved or something? I don't know.
Walt Disney was cryogenically frozen.
Okay.
Yep.
Did that work?
And I think he still is cryogenically frozen.
But like, can they look at him? Does he look the exact same?
I don't know. I've never seen a picture
like
of
the movies where they're in like those like space like bubbles with the glass where you can see them.
Like in Austin Powers?
Yes.
That's a really good question. I don't think, some people say it was just his head that was frozen. Some people say it's just his body that's frozen. I think that the head one is true, technically.
Okay.
So like, have you ever watched Futurama?
Yeah.
And they all have like the heads or whatever.
Yeah.
Like just their head. I think that was like Walt Disney's goal.
Oh.
This to like be. I don't know. I don't know why he did it. And then I think there's people that say that that's not true. But then where is he?
Right.
Anyway, those are more modern versions of this, and I don't think they're cursed. I don't know. Maybe they are. Again, that little girl's eyes open and close.
Maybe.
Back to the mummies.
Yeah.
So again, there's different reasons for, religious reasons why they did this. Either way, you know, when they did this to people, it wasn't everybody that got mummified, but it wasn't really as special as people think it is.
Okay.
So, because we're like, oh, that person has a giant pyramid, like clearly they're very special.
Mm-hmm.
And that's why we have their mummy, because they're preserved in this pyramid, and it's great. So it's like how we have, okay, so again, we have different stages. We've got cremation.
Yep.
We've got burial, right?
Mm-hmm.
When you're buried, you've got people that have, headstones that are just flush on the ground. You can walk right over them, or they have like full-on fucking benches that you can sit at their graves.
Or like mausoleums.
Right. Then you also have some, like mausoleums, which are giant tombs, right? Pretty much. And, there's different forms of what we do even now, right? Even in modern day. And like, clearly, if you've got a lot of money and you want to feel important after death, where you going to build yourself a fucking mausoleum? I would.
Right.
And, you're like, this is my house of death forever. It's mine. You feel special. And so same thing pretty much when it came to mummification. I mean, you could have poor people that were mummified, but they were just mummified and then buried in the ground.
Okay.
Or you had big elaborate tombs that, where obviously the very rich people, had, and they planned their whole death. There's this episode of Cat Dog.
Oh God. Okay, where are we gonna go with this one?
And in the episode of Cat Dog, I don't know if they're doing a flashback or what, but they're in old Egyptian times.
Mm-hmm.
And the pharaoh is getting ready to die. And
I
the pharaoh,
vaguely remember this episode.
Yep. And the pharaoh's like the green bunny man. I can't remember his name. It's been a long time since I've watched it.
Right.
And he's got to pick a new pharaoh, but in the meantime, they're building his tomb, like getting ready for his death. And so, as he keeps talking about it, like, oh, I'm gonna have the great sleep, and he keeps kind of referring to his death, and like it's a big event. And then eventually they build it, and like he like immediately stands up, and of course it's a cartoon, so he stands up and then falls right into the bottom of a sarcophagus. They wrap him up, they put it on, and then they put him right into the tomb.
Okay.
So, I mean, that's pretty much how it was, right? So, I mean, if you were a person of power and you had a lot of money, like you would spend a good amount of time kind of just planning your death in a hobbyist type of way.
Okay.
And so you could have these big elaborate rooms with all of your possessions. Some people say all the time, well, cats were often they were killed with their owner and then mummified and buried with them or whatever. Because you would take all of your shit with you.
Your animals.
When you die, well, you're still alive after death, so you still want your shit. So again, these would be big or these would be really small, and so again, it wasn't just the rich that had them, but it was definitely more of a fun activity for the rich to do while they were alive.
Yeah.
Compared to like us now, like we don't want to talk about it, right? Nobody's excitedly planning their funeral or anything, right? But like back then, I mean, shit, it better be a big old party. It's just different cultures, different strokes for different folks.
Definitely different.
But there were tons of them. And so after a while of people kind of coming and going, getting buried and mummified and stuck in a tombs, people started realizing, well, these fucking rich people, they got all this nice shit in there.
Mm-hmm.
And I want it.
Yep.
So grave robbing obviously became very popular, and they would go in and they would take whatever, the trinkets, the gold, the jewelry, the cat, whatever they wanted.
I got one of them Siamese cats.
Right. And take one of those fancy. You can't get that over here in Egypt. So they would start taking all of this stuff. And so, eventually, obviously, people are getting upset that their family members are being grave robbed.
Mm-hmm.
So they would start to try to, deter people to not want to do that because that's terrible. And so one of the things that they started doing, and this didn't happen a lot, but they would have like signs on the tombs.
Okay.
And they were like warnings. Like, hey, if you touch my shit, bad things are going to happen to you.
Okay.
And so, people started seeing that and they're like, oh, bad things, really. And then, being people of all walks of life have different superstitions and different beliefs. And, we all do. And so if you're a criminal and you read that and then you go, fuck you. And you go in and you take the stuff anyway. And then you walk out and then you immediately get stung by a giant scorpion creature. I don't know, and you die.
Sounds like a movie I watched.
Is that real? Did that happen in a movie?
No. Didn't Billy Zane get like stung by the scorpion and then?
Oh yeah.
Then the Scorpion King came.
Oh my God, you're right. I forgot it's Billy Zane too. It's been so long. Jesus. But if that happens, you're like, oh no, I got stung by this giant scorpion. Obviously, it's because I disregarded the sign,
Right.
And then the other criminals were like, did you hear about old Billy Bob? We should be stealing stuff from these tombs, and it kind of grew. But you know what? But they also didn't care because they're criminals.
Right.
So, I mean, they would. So there were some rumblings of potential curses, but they would still continue to steal from these tombs. And eventually, when the gold and stuff ran dry, this is where it gets really sick. They would start taking the mummies.
Why? For what purpose?
Oh, well, like I said, they're beef jerky humans, right? So they're real dry.
Uh-huh.
They would grind them up,
Okay.
right? They would take the corpses and grind them up and use them for medicinal purposes.
Are you fucking kidding me right now?
Well, so serious. Yeah, so serious. And this is something that people don't talk about a lot. I don't know why. It's
What
really
does a
interesting.
dead body do for you medicinally?
Anything and everything. It helps with pain. It helps with bleeding. It helps with infertility. Anything. You having a bad day? Have you a little dead people tea.
Wow. Okay.
It'll lift your spirits.
Yeah, because you're not dead like this bastard. You're just drinking.
Yeah. So, yeah, that's what they would do. And this was so far in all of our history of having mummies.
Mm-hmm.
This was like the longest period of time. Like this was like our number one use for mummies for a long time.
Making tea?
Yeah.
Okay.
Making tea and tinctures and ointments and whatever. Smoking it. Whatever.
Oh.
For thousands and thousands of years this happened. I mean, this happened between definitely not thousands, definitely hundreds. It definitely happened a ton between the 12th and the 17th century.
That's long enough.
That's a long time, yeah, for this to happen. It was especially popular to Europeans.
Weirdos.
It's just rich people shit.
Thank God I'm not rich.
You know what I mean? Like it's
I want to be smoking grandma in the back room. Like
that was a privilege of them. It's like nothing gets them off anymore, so they got to do weird shit like corpse tea.
That's so weird too because you're like nothing gets them off anymore. Have you watched like Spartacus and like those TV shows and shit? Like those people were fucking crazy.
Right, weird rich people shit. They've always done it. Like they've always been fucking sick.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, I mean it started becoming a thing, and not just that. Mummies themselves in that time period were like really cool conversation pieces.
Okay.
So I mean, you're rich enough, you can go out and explore. You go out and you rob a tomb somewhere in a different country, whatever country that is, Egypt, whatever, and you find a mummy and you bring it home, put it in your living room, and you're like, look what I got. I got that while I was exploring the fucking such and such.
And now if people try to do it, they get put away for 20 fucking years because they got a dead person in their house.
Right, you can't just have dead people hanging out.
Even though they didn't kill them, like.
There are actually still quite a bit of mummies out there for purchase. for private collection.
Wow.
Like it's actually not that unreasonable. I feel like I have looked into this
Uh-huh.
and was like, how much could I get a mummy for? And it was like $3,000.
What?
Yeah. It was like not that. It was like totally doable.
Do they have like purchase authentication papers? Like, I want to make sure it's not somebody they mummified last week.
I mean, that's the thing
Killed down
about
the block.
which we've talked about a lot, buying human body parts, right? That's the thing
Right.
about it, is that it can be difficult to authenticate because a lot of these body parts, they are old and they weren't ethically sourced. you know?
Right.
Not that people killed them for the explicit, a reason to mummify them and sell them, but just because grave robbing is really gross.
Yeah.
So it's hard, and we'll talk about it again. Eventually we're going to talk about the bodies exhibit and how that works, and it'll blow your mind. But that's not today's episode. But part of it is the mummy trade. I mean, it's a whole thing. It's a whole thing, and you could still get mummies today. And again, it's not that bad.
Why don't we hear about this ever?
Nobody's talking about it.
That sounds like something. Probably people are talking about it, but everybody like me thinks it's fake news.
Well, we kind of do. I mean, that one guy with all the he himself was grave robbing, and
yeah, but those weren't like mummified bodies when he robbed them.
No, but they were embalmed. They were preserved.
Right.
So I mean, it still happens clearly.
Uh,
And then who knows? I mean, who knows how many of those bodies and those parts that he did sell and are now out there, and nobody's going to recover those.
right.
They're not getting those back.
Well, no, they saw what happened to the people that did get caught, and they're like, "We're not going away for this."
Right. Well, and I mean, you just don't know when you buy body parts. You really don't know where they come from.
Right.
You really don't. I mean, some you do if you're buying directly from like a college or something, but usually you can't just walk into a medical school and say, "Hey, I'd like to buy some cadavers."
Well,
it doesn't.
makes it a lot easier.
Doesn't work that way. Right. At least we know.
Mhm.
But and those people donate themselves, so they don't care. They're like, whatever. Do whatever with it. But yeah, no, there's still mummies out there. You could still get and maybe it was just the sarcophagus I saw, and I was like, wow, it's only $3,000, not bad. But I'm pretty sure it was the whole fucking thing, and I was like thinking about it. Either that or this was like a weird dream I had.
Do that project in school. I remember mine was in 6th grade where we made like sarcophaguses and then like buried them.
No?
Yeah.
What?
Yeah.
What did you put in them?
I don't remember that part, but I remember making it, and I remember whatever we used had a very, very distinct smell, and I did not like it.
Paper mache?
No, it wasn't paper mache, or it might have been, but like something we had to make the glue out of to make it last. Like, I don't know. It was weird. It had a very distinct smell.
Did you put stuff in them?
I want to say we put a chicken in them.
What?
Yeah.
Like a live chicken?
No, like a dead one, but like taught us like the mummification process. I think we put a chicken in it. Maybe that's what smelled.
Like
one you bought from the store.
Oh, like a rotisserie chicken.
Yeah.
Okay. You had to mummify a chicken?
Yeah.
That sounds kind of cool. I don't know. I didn't do that.
Okay.
I'm jealous. Maybe I'll mummify a chicken later.
Go ahead. I mean, hey.
Only $5 at the Costco.
They're 7 at Walmart, so I mean they're pretty good no matter where you buy it.
So anyway, so people are taking corpses for really fucked up reasons. And so again, people are kind of more and more putting these warnings on people's tombs just to kind of deter these grave robbers, because again, it's gross.
Mhm.
One of these I stole as an example was found on the tomb of, I'm going to say Onctifi. I don't know if that's how you say it, but that's how I'm saying it.
Okay.
And the wording on it reads, quote, "Any ruler who shall do evil or wickedness to this coffin, may Heman," which Heman is some type of god, "may Heman not accept any goods he offers, and may his heir not inherit."
Ooh, now you're like cursing the kids of the people.
Yeah, so I mean, and this was pretty standard. I mean, some of them were wordier than others. There was a lot of these warnings, but the way that one article I'd read about it was kind of funny because it's like, well, but what this is basically is a no trespassing sign.
Mm-hmm.
So when people read it and they're like, oh, obviously it's a curse, not necessarily. Some of them are they're kind of sillier. I mean, they're not, and some of them are darker and some of them are a little more lighthearted. I mean, there's a big variance of all these. I've read so many. There's a big
Right.
variance of all these different tomb messages. But essentially what it is a no trespassing sign. And so we don't look at like a no trespassing sign and go, oh my God, that's cursed.
Right.
So it's kind of silly to look at these types of things and think, oh, that's cursed.
I mean, for us, yeah, maybe not back then. I don't know. They believed in different gods than us.
Right. It's just a whole different ballpark.
Right.
But who knows, and that's the thing about it is that a lot of these signs, I mean, we really didn't know what they said for a long time, especially in Egypt, because hieroglyphs, they weren't even, we couldn't even decipher them until about the 1800s.
Oh, so we just didn't even know what the heck was going on.
No, we're like, we don't know what this is. Obviously, it's scary. Because we don't understand it, so it's got to be scary.
Right.
Yeah, we just guessed at what it was. But we didn't, but even the warnings on them, we had no idea until, we ended up, like I said, deciphering them into the 1800s. And then we're like, oh shit, well, that's ominous. But that doesn't mean that the rumblings of mummies' curses were unheard of at that time either. It wasn't brand new because it was definitely something cultural that was happening. And we know that because there's a story from 1699.
Oh, wow. Okay.
From a man named Louis Pinnacher, I think is his name, which is some fucking guy, some fucking explorer guy, I don't know. But he tells a story of another fucking guy. This is I knew a guy who knew a guy who knew a guy kind of story. And he writes of a troubling account of a Polish merchant who bought 2 mummies in Alexandria, Egypt. Okay.
Uh-huh.
So on the way back, on his voyage back on his ship, the Polish man starts having these visions of 2 specters on and around the ship that were haunting him. And not just that, as time went on, the visions started becoming clearer, right?
Okay.
And he started suffering at the hands of these specters, he believes, terrible storms while out on the seas, which is super dangerous.
Oh, yeah.
Like, that's the last place you want to be when the storm is in the middle of the fucking ocean. But the storms just kept getting worse and worse as they, approached back home. So, having enough of it, he couldn't take it anymore. And they actually threw the mummies overboard. And when that happens, all was well.
Oh, okay.
So, I mean, cautionary tale, again, just to kind of keep people away, probably.
Mm-hmm.
Again, it's, I knew a guy who knew a guy. But definitely not a new concept when it came to the 1800s and us kind of starting to pick these apart. And the reason why we were able to start picking apart the hieroglyphs is because Napoleon, the famous Napoleon Bonaparte,
Mm-hmm.
in 1798 actually brought like 50,000 fucking people to Egypt.
Okay.
While he's going around conquering all these different places, and he's like, I want to study this place.
All right.
And so they did. And so they really started, pushing for the study of ancient Egypt. And, this is kind of where a lot of our information about that culture came from. But again, we're talking about a culture that is thousands of years old.
Right.
But, it was definitely a big boom at that time into the 1800s, into the 1900s, where, we are advancing in our information very quickly. And so, they start being able to pick apart these things. But one of the things that they were doing
Oh, God.
is going and finding tombs.
Uh-huh.
They weren't just focused on the dead people. Again, they were focused on all of it. But they were going and finding these tombs, these mummies' tombs, and they were selling tickets to, like, unravel the mummies.
What? Okay.
For science, of course.
Bad baby shower party.
Yeah, they'd be like, we got another one. Oh my God, it's a I don't know what it is because its crotch is just a hole now, but it's a
You guess how many
something.
strips we used?
Oh my
Whoever
God.
gets the closest guess wins the prize.
And the prize is the fucking wraps.
Yeah.
Because I don't know what toilet paper was like in that time. Yeah, so we are, this is what we're doing. We're having fucking parties where we're unwrapping. And again, back to rich people doing weird rich people shit. So rich people would get a hold of these mummies, private sale, and they would have fucking mummy unwrapping parties. This is real.
I believe that 100%.
Just to see it, I guess. I don't know. These are people that have been here for thousands of years, and we're just having a good
Unwrapping
time.
'em.
Unwrapping them, right? Drinking their wine or whatever they had. That was they probably also found in the tomb, right?
Right.
Some good ass wine, thousands of years old. Just getting rid of history one by one, at the speed of light. And so these cautionary tales then getting more into the 1800s start really ramping up. Even to the point that Edgar Allan Poe,
Wow, okay.
Edgar Allan Poe in 1845 would write a short story that he published in American Review titled "Some Words with a Mummy,"
Okay.
and where this is a lore starter where there's a bunch of scientists and they're having one of their unwrap parties with one of these mummies, and it comes back to life.
Okay.
And shit goes bad for them.
Sounds like the new Mummy movie.
Yeah, I wonder where they got the idea.
Right.
So weird. And Poe being Poe, again, he was a pretty prolific writer, but he wasn't the only one writing these types of stories. I mean, people are kind of becoming sort of advocates through storytelling of like, this is why we probably shouldn't mess with this shit, because this thing is going to come back to life and it's going to hurt you. And it's your own fault.
For sure.
Mummies back then were definitely, as kind of time went on, they became more of a villain. But, the original lore of the mummy is like, you fucked with it. That's the point of the curse. So now it's time for your comeuppance, right? And I'm going to deliver as the monster.
All right.
But again, mostly it's because they're trying to deter these fucking weird-ass rich people from doing weird-ass rich people things.
That's never going to stop.
Never going to stop. It just changes. They just,
Yeah.
they have, talk about all these kids and their TikTok trends. Listen, rich people, okay, and their trends.
There's a whole island nowadays.
Right, a whole island for it. They could live out all their weird trends,
Mhm.
and we just do nothing about it.
Exactly. Because they're rich people.
But a massive event would happen in 1922 that would really propel mummies into infinite monster lore as we kind of know them more now.
You do tell.
And finally comes the mummy's curse, or the curse of the pharaohs.
Okay.
So in November 1922, a man by the name of Howard Carter, with funding backed by George Herbert, 5th Earl of Carnarvon,
Okay.
would famously discover the tomb of King Tutankhamun, King Tut.
Yep.
And King Tut is very, that's when you think of mummy, like if you're not thinking of a pop culture icon, that's who you think
Right.
of. Like that's where we all know who he is, right?
Mhm.
Young King Tut, he died at 19 roughly, and if you really want to get into politics at the time of ancient Egypt, you can. I'm not going to, but he did a lot of really cool shit that changed a lot of big things.
Okay.
So he was very famous, and there were writings about King Tut before we knew where his tomb was. Obviously, like we had heard stories about this man forever. Well, I should say boy. Again, he was 19, but there was tons of stuff written about him, and then we finally found him. Well, Howard Carter did, and 5 months after Howard Carter and his team would unveil the tomb, the Earl, George Herbert, would suddenly die.
Okay.
Interestingly, his cause of death ended up being, I think it was marked as like some type of pneumonia or something, but what it was is that he had a mosquito bite on his cheek,
Ooh.
and he did not stop shaving his face,
Okay.
and, it caused him to have a bad infection. in the mosquito bite, which eventually turned into like fucked up sepsis, and it killed
Oh.
him. Yeah, it killed him.
Man, I would hate to live back in those days if that gives you sepsis.
Yeah, mosquito bite. Yeah, man. Well, man, let me tell you. Well, I know. I've learned shaving. You gotta be careful. It'll fuck you up. But no, I mean, he was already. I mean, here's the thing about it: is a lot of people, when this happened, right? Because it was kind of, even for that time, kind of a freak situation. Sepsis is kind of a freak situation. Like, you know, even, especially nowadays, like we've got all this antibiotic, but people still die from it, and it's like,
Yeah,
it's almost like you don't really have a choice.
right.
It's just, you're just gonna die from it, and that's gonna be what it is. And medical, modern medicine cannot save you from your outcome. But yeah, even back then, this was like kind of bizarre, and it was just kind of out there. But he wasn't a very healthy man. But that didn't matter. This was still a strange story, and so the newspapers really ran with it. I mean, the King Tut stuff was pretty big, and people were talking about it all over the world. And when this man died, they were like, "Oh my god, it's because he's cursed."
Uh-huh.
Obviously, there's a curse surrounding this digging up of this mummy, and we have fucked up. And so, and then there's all kinds of other stuff happening. I mean, we're coming right off of World War One, and we're getting ready to go into World War Two.
Okay.
Like, the world was not doing so hot itself. It had sepsis. It wasn't doing good. Yep. And so, like I said, people were just kind of running with it. And we know, we've talked about it a million times on the show, that yellow journalism was alive and well during that time. And just to go over that lesson, what is yellow journalism? I will speak for Tobias on this. Basically, newspapers lied to sell more papers, or they sensationalized stories to sell more papers, but a lot of them were just outright fake,
No.
made up stories. Yeah, I know, right? Isn't that crazy? The media lying?
Jeez.
So glad we don't do that anymore.
Right.
Come a long way.
Gosh.
So yeah, I mean, they love this story of the curse, and so it was, I think, 58 people had a hand in uncovering King Tut's tomb,
Mm-hmm.
and 7 more after George Herbert would die, kind of like within like 3 years or so. Like,
Okay.
quite a bit of people that did die. Not necessarily strange deaths. I mean, they're not like particularly weird or anything. Howard Carter, who led this project, he had a friend named Bruce Ingram, and Carter had gifted him a paperweight, which was a mummified hand with a scarab bracelet on it.
Okay.
And not too long after he had gifted this, Ingram's house burned down.
Oh, wow.
But then, after they rebuilt it,
Uh-huh.
it got destroyed in a flood.
Oh, wow. Maybe that guy shouldn't have a house.
Yeah. Yeah, I think he's done with having a house. I don't know what happened to him after that. I think maybe he just gave up, lived outside. I don't know. He's like, oh, fuck this. So, I mean, but this, again, really kicked off like our modern day mummy's curse was King Tut. You still have people now, because you can go see him. I believe he's in Chicago.
Uh-huh.
It's a big old museum there in Chicago. And people report strange stories going to see him. It's a lot like people seeing Robert the Doll or Annabelle.
Yeah.
Is it real, or is it just coincidence, or, who knows? But there's some people that can't even like bring themselves to go see him. They start feeling very sick, very overwhelmed. And they can't, like, they're there, but they can't get up the guts to just physically walk up to him and go see it. And I don't think you see him. I think he's in his sarcophagus.
Okay.
I'm pretty sure you don't see like him, but you see like scans and shit of him everywhere. Like, what he looks like in there. It's gross. You can see pictures of him online if you want to. It's gross. I don't know. People, like I said, people have this weird attribution now to curse mummies, and it doesn't necessarily stem from this one event. It's definitely years and years of storytelling, and for different reasons and different turns as we shift culturally and we kind of stop drinking dead people juice, and
Right.
But it's all kind of culminated to kind of where we are today, and you'll find other isolated stories of alleged situations. I didn't really find any that were so interesting. I felt like I could add them to this episode, but there's definitely a lot of them out there, and people certainly have the superstition of, like, if you find something, don't dig it up. You leave it there, right?
Well, yeah, it's kind of like you're not supposed to like take rocks or anything from haunted locations because it's
Yeah.
supposed to bring back a curse with you or whatever.
Yeah, bad juju. I mean, we've definitely seen this morph over time, which I guess is again a good cautionary tale for don't steal, right?
Right.
That's kind of what it all
But
comes
in my
down.
mind, I don't think of taking a rock from outside as of stealing. You know what I mean?
I agree. Yeah, I don't either. It's outside. It's mine.
Right.
Like I can have this.
It's public.
Fucking sue
rock.
me, ghosts.
Uh,
Yeah, I don't know. So, I mean, that's pretty much where we are nowadays with the mummy's curse. I mean, is it real? I don't know. Maybe. I hope not. I've seen a mummy. Have you seen a mummy in
No.
person?
No.
Would you?
Would I see one?
Yeah.
Yeah. Am I going to dig one up? No.
You don't want to dig it up and drink it?
No. But would I go look at one? Yeah, of course.
Little dead man seasoning. Put in a little shaker, a little salt shaker. Like I put that shit on everything. It cures my headaches.
Oh, Lord. We could
Cures
open
my
up a
period
restaurant
pains.
and that'd be the special ingredient.
Yeah. Yep. Come have my dry rub.
I wonder if you literally just grated one out into powder for seasoning, how long one would last you? Because we could have a restaurant if it's going to be like $3,000 for their whole lifetime. You know what I mean?
Like one person, like how you if you buy a whole pig, it'll last you like forever.
Right.
Like
And we're just using it as seasoning.
That's true. Yeah, but we are putting it on everything.
Yeah, but how much are we putting on everything?
I would name it Jerry's Jerky.
Ooh.
Yeah, and people are like, what? And like, there's no jerky there, but like,
Jerry's there. You just don't know it.
Jerry and his jerky are both there. Yeah. People will be like, what's with the name? You don't even sell jerky here. You'd be like,
What?
yeah, we do. Just in different kind of jerky, different form of jerky.
Oh, you get caught up so fast.
I'm just saying, I think people would buy it. It's got to be delicious. They did it from the 12th to the 17th century, 500 years.
Yeah, but rich people, even if it's not delicious, they'll be like, it's the best thing ever. It only cost me $2,000 for a plate.
Yeah, that's true. They do really like to eat gross stuff.
Yeah.
They're like, this is disgusting. I love it. It's just to feel anything.
Right? Poor people can't afford this disgust.
True. That's true. I mean, I don't know. Maybe it is good. Okay. I mean, I think...
Go ahead. Go. Tell me.
Cannibals say that humans just taste like pork.
Yeah.
Right? They taste like a kind of a gamier pork.
But the cannibals that you speak of, weren't they eating like bodies they just killed? Like not like thousands and thousands of year old bodies?
Well, yes, but again, they're jerkified.
Okay.
So, I mean, really good jerky, right? It takes a minute. Well, not nowadays, you buy dehydrators and stuff, but back before that point, you'd set that shit out in the sun and some salt and some seasoning.
Yeah.
And it's delicious.
Get a hold of Appalachian Huntsman.
Yeah.
What he could come up with for us. Jack, we got an idea.
We can call it, I don't know, dead man's rub.
Yeah.
I don't know. We gotta figure this out. Yeah, we gotta hit up Chad. We gotta. He's probably got some great ideas, but I'm just saying it probably doesn't taste that bad. It probably just tastes like smoky meat. I mean,
Okay.
that's all we are. We're just meat, guys. We're not. It's not that big of a deal. It's not weird that I'm talking about eating people and it being good. It's not that weird.
It's not.
It's not that weird.
It's just gross.
I mean, I would never kill somebody to do it,
Right.
but I would do it if I could ethically. I'm just saying. But it's not weird.
I wouldn't knowingly do it.
You wouldn't knowingly eat somebody
No.
if it was completely and totally 100% ethical.
No.
Why?
Because that's somebody's kid, man. I don't want to
Well,
eat
you're right. I guess. But don't know. Veal is somebody's kid.
Veal?
Yeah.
Like, we're talking about animals now?
Well, yeah. I mean, all animals are somebody's kid.
Well, yeah, but like a bear would eat me and they don't give a shit. So like, but like my neighbor's not going to take a chunk out of me and then feel bad. You know what I mean?
I don't know. Have you met your neighbors? Are you sure?
Yeah, I have.
How sure are you?
Pretty sure on this one.
You look over and your neighbor's just me. And I'm like, you sure?
I'd move if my neighbor was you.
That's probably for the best. I think I'd understand. I just got slabs of meat in my backyard. And you're like, where'd you get all this?
Don't ask questions.
I'm like, oh, it's just a good. Had a good haul. No, I would do it. I would do it. I mean, if I could ethically source the meat, I'd try it.
How would you ethically, like, what do you mean by that? Like, what would be the terms of ethically sourcing human meat?
There's this Japanese guy who had his penis cut off.
Yes.
And he served it to people.
Yes.
To, guess what? Weird rich people for a lot of money. And they all sat around and ate it. I mean, obviously, he was going to do it anyway.
But why?
Why was he going to do it anyway?
Yes.
I mean, he was going to cut his penis off anyway.
Okay.
I don't know why he was going to cut his penis off.
Okay, that's what I was asking. Like, why was he going to do that?
Right. And then there's the foot tacos.
Okay, yeah.
So the guy gets into an accident. His leg is amputated. He keeps it. They make tacos out of his leg and foot meat.
Yeah.
I mean, there are ways that you could ethically source it without harming somebody or while getting consent while they're very much, so not just like donate a dead body, right? But like amputated limbs or, things like that.
I remember talking about that case, the taco foot thing. Like, why did the doctors even let him have, like, they usually don't just let you have your amputated, like, limbs.
So you can get them via religious exemption.
Okay.
It's difficult. You have to like fill out all this paperwork and do, and all this stuff, but they are your body parts.
Okay.
Why they're so weird about it, like when you're like, hey, you just pulled my tooth out, can I keep it? And they're like, fuck no. I don't know why. I don't know if it just comes down to who you happen to get, and a lot of people are just kind of bothered by that, I suppose, so they don't, I don't know, but you can legally have your body parts. You just have to fill out the proper paperwork and go through. A lot of people have to get lawyers involved to do that because it's not an easy process, but yeah, you can do it. It's yours.
Okay.
So next time you're gonna have a surgery, think about that.
Yeah.
Ahead of time, right?
You know what? Like, honestly, it won't be me getting a body part amputated. It'll be Brandon. So I'll just.
Well, that's what I'm saying. Right. So if he got his foot cut off, which I shouldn't say in light of the circumstances, but if he did, and he was like, would you eat this with me? You wouldn't try it.
Probably not. I'd throw up before I even got close to my mouth.
What if it was a different body part?
Maybe. The foot thing throws me off.
Yeah. Foot sounds gross. I don't know. I'd be like, does it have to be foot?
Right?
You sure you're not getting a butt cheek taken off?
Yeah.
A little back fat. Okay, I'm gonna stop trying to convince you to eat people. Something's wrong with me. Gosh, no, it's not. It's not weird. It's not weird. I promise, it's not weird. It might be weird to some people, and that's fine. But it's not. It's really not that strange, guys. So want to be curious about what something tastes like. I'm not gonna kill somebody to try it.
No, I mean, that's definitely not ethical.
This is a hypothetical situation. I would probably never be in this situation a day in my life, but I'm just saying if I was, yeah, I'd try it.
Okay. It would be easier for me to try it if it was like one of those, like that plane crash situation where you had to eat the people that were dying. You know what I mean? To stay alive.
Yeah, I love that story.
Like, that's different.
That sounds terrible. I don't love it because they were eating people. I loved it because, man, those fucking people, the shit that they went through.
Yeah. I
will never be that tough. Like, I would be so dead in like the second day.
You would. You wouldn't have insulin.
Well, yeah. Okay, so diabetes aside, even if I had a fucking full stock, yeah, I'd be so dead. Would not survive that.
Oh,
Anyway, back to the mummy's curse.
yeah.
What do you think? What do you think about the mummies?
Okay, so I love mummies. They're like the least favorite thing for me to draw on Halloween because there's so many different like pieces to it.
Yeah. Right.
But like the story of the mummy, I love the mummy. I love watching movies on the mummy. It takes a lot away from me when you say it's just no trespassing signs. So
That's
I'm going to
fair.
pretend to forget that.
Okay, that's all right. You can.
Continue thinking that they're actually cursed. Not that I 100% like agree with you, but just in my head, that's what makes kind of a mummy a mummy.
Sure. I think that is
I wanna
very
eat-
valid.
I'm glad I'm not rich.
Yeah, you got to pick up weird hobbies when you're rich. Like it's
Right.
like you don't have a choice. Like there's just nothing else that fills that void.
Mm-hmm. It's just you gotta do weird things.
It is. That's what they do. Yeah, I don't know. I mean, I love mummies too. I think they're a lot of fun.
Yeah.
I like mummies in a goofy situation. I like them in a scary situation. Like I said, I said at the beginning, they're very underrated characters, and I don't know why we don't talk about them more. I don't.
That's I think like in today's day, like it's going towards more like people just want to find Bigfoot, those kind of creatures. Like mummies are there. We know there's mummies, but like no reason to talk about them anymore because they're real.
Well, that's true. That's true. But they're not coming back to life
No,
that we know of.
no, not yet. Maybe we haven't hit that time frame yet.
We got to get the technology. Why don't we just take all the fluids that we put in our dead people now and put them into the mummies
Oh,
and rehydrate them?
yeah.
Has anybody ever tried that with all these rich people parties? You ever thought about doing that?
See, that's
mean-
something you got to get a hold of somebody for.
Because they're like a sponge, right? I mean,
Right.
you got a dry sponge and it's dry, but then you put some water in there and it's nice and
Right.
usable and revitalized.
Hmm.
I'm just saying.
Who do you contact for that? Do we know? Try to get a hold of Josh Gates.
I mean, he does crowdfund stuff really well. So,
Yeah.
I mean, we could make this happen. Yeah. Let's see if he's into it. We'll get your mortician friend.
Yeah.
They can pump the liquid.
Yeah.
We just got to get the liquid. And they probably have the liquid too. Fuck it, we could do it.
Can you I mean, we could. We just got to get the mummy then.
Well, right, we'll go halvesy on a mummy. It's $1,500 each. That's not bad.
Oh yeah, in my head I'm just thinking about going to Egypt and fucking finding a mummy. Yeah, we can buy one. That's easier.
Yeah, we can just buy one.
Okay.
Right. We'll just buy one and we'll buy all the fluid. And I mean, it probably costs us like $5,000 tops.
Okay. Go fund me.
And then, yeah.
Donate to our cause. Jump on our Patreon. We got gold.
Patreon.com, right, / Wednesdays Talk.
Mm-hmm.
If you become a top tier member, which is it's only $5 a month for you guys.
You're invited to the party.
Right, you can come. You can watch us rehydrate the mummy and see what happens. This isn't like a horror movie waiting to happen or anything.
No.
And, it's not weird. Again, this isn't weird. This isn't
This
very
is
normal.
science.
Right, we got to find out has anybody done this? We got to try it and see what
If
happens.
you have done this, let us know so we don't waste $5,000.
Right, we'll go do the next dumbass thing that we think of for science.
Right.
We're not rich people, but we can pretend to be rich people, okay, with rich people activities. All
Yeah,
right?
who else has a mummy?
So, I mean, or, we'll just turn around, we'll reinvest the $5,000 into the restaurant or whatever.
Yeah.
into our turkey rub. I don't know. Anyway, I just again, this is our Mother's Day episode. Not we have some mothers that listen to the show for sure. But
yeah, I'm a mother. I
well,
listened for years.
well, that's true. You listened for years. I was say you're on the show now, so I
Right.
guess you still technically listen to it.
Yeah, I listen to you tell me about everything every
Yeah.
week.
Yeah. We're mothers, and we don't want to bore you with motherhood. We do that anyway during our weekend banter every week.
Yeah.
That's what it's like. But I know a lot of the people listening to the show are men.
Hmm.
And if you still have your mother in your life, definitely wish her a happy Mother's Day, and take her out to dinner or whatever to
Yeah.
a barbecue place.
It has a
ask
lot of
her.
good dry rubs.
But before she's not here anymore, ask her sincerely, Mom, if you could, ethically, would you eat another human?
And when this drops, that's going to be a question on the Facebook page. I'm already posting it.
Yeah, get it scheduled, get it out there.
Yeah.
See what other people think. I mean, you gotta know. You can't let your life pass you by and never know if your own mother would eat another human.
That's true. I kind of got to ask now.
Right. Just talk about it.
Mom.
And bring up the foot tacos guy, because that's different. People don't think about, again, how, like you said, how can you ethically source that? Well, you can.
Right.
It's possible, so bring it up. It makes it a little more realistic. And now you got something to talk about over your ribs and brisket.
Now I got something to talk about on Mother's Day dinner or lunch or breakfast or whatever the freak we have.
Yeah, absolutely. And, you got to do this. You got to treat your mom well because she's the reason that you're alive.
That's true. That's true.
And if you don't treat her well, then you yourself could be subject to the mummy's curse. Anything you want to add to that, or should we just leave it there?
That's it.
All
That's
right.
good.
Well, with that being said, guys, we'll see you back here next Wednesday.